Are you a busy entrepreneur who is wanting to hire a VA, but you are not quite sure where to start? I've invited Min Sukree, Admin Avenger, to come on and talk to us about how you can help your VA or future VA read your mind, aka how to work smarter with virtual assistants. If we haven't met yet, my name is Lindsay Johnson, aka The Radical Connector, and I teach super simple business skills to new entrepreneurs. Remember to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and hit that bell so you're alerted whenever I post new videos. I've been teaching new entrepreneurs for over 20 years how to get customers and make money by working less and playing more. And today we're going to talk to Min on exactly how you can do that by hiring a VA. All right, let's do this. Hello, Min. Welcome to my YouTube channel. How are you doing today?
I'm good.
You and I just recorded a super fun podcast that was actually kind of impromptu. We just decided last night to do it. And by the magic of entrepreneurial gumption, here we are. We were talking all about basically what it's like when you're starting a business to kind of go from floundering and feeling your way in the dark to being on the cusp of things just exploding, to seeing your dreams right there, almost able to touch them, and how you maneuver through the difficult time in the beginning of floundering to catching on to the thing to watching it grow. What if you were to summarize after all the things that you said, because sometimes in a podcast recording we get talking and we don't know what we're going to say till we say it. So
Sure.
Now that you're reflecting, what do you think was the biggest takeaway from all the things that you said in the podcast recording?
I mean, I think there's a bunch of great takeaways from the recording, but I think the biggest one is that you say this in a lot of your recordings and you say this in a lot of your teaching, but having that business bestie, or having a business coach, I will say a part of my success was me reaching out and getting the help that I needed to get me where I wanted. I wouldn't have gotten this much success in my business this early without a coach or you, Lindsay, by my side. I wouldn't have had those breakdowns that I had along the way. I definitely would have thrown in the towel at this point because there was a lot of them that I was ready to just say, no, I'm done, I'm out. But it's that if you take anything away from it, I can't stress how important it is to have somebody by your side who has gone through the trenches either with you or before you and understand where exactly you're coming from and knowing how much they can push you.
Yeah. Well, and the business bestie too, because you talked about that in the podcast as well, having Megan, who you met through the academy, and having that business bestie. So it really is about having a team of people around you, your business friends, your business coaches, your mentors, whatever, right? To support you, to hold you accountable, to push you, to keep a fail safe, to make sure you don't burn out. Tell folks a little bit about your business so we have some context here. So you are the Admin Avenger. Tell us a bit about what you do.
I help automate your sales process. I am a podcast manager and I help entrepreneurs basically eliminate the busy work that is dragging them down and taking away from either playing within their business or playing outside and just having fun with family and friends.
Yes. Okay. AKA a VA. I've worked with many VAs or different types of assistants over the past few years, and some have been tremendous and some have not been tremendous. And one of the things I know as an entrepreneur, and I think this is something that really does stop entrepreneurs from starting with a VA, is the learning curve, the teaching curve, the finding the right fit. I heard this on a book somewhere, and they talked about when you have a VA or a team, we always as entrepreneurs say, I wish you could just read my mind. And the thing is your VA can read your mind if you write it down, if you tell them what's on your mind. So what are your tips for entrepreneurs to help their VA read their mind?
Absolutely. One is the first one, make a list. Make a list of all the things that you want to offload on your business, and everything you want to offload, bookkeeping, everything. Just make that list, because then at least now you know what you don't want to deal with anymore, or you would rather not focus on anymore. So that's one. And then you can find a VA that's going to specialize in those things, because if you're looking for a VA to handle specific things like social media, your bookkeeping, you want somebody who's a little specialized in those systems. So make your list. And then two, have examples of what you are looking for. I used to create, I don't offer this anymore, but when I did earlier in my business, I offered social media content creation. When I was doing that, I would ask the people I was servicing, what do you want it to look like? Show me other pages examples. Or sometimes they would say, I already have this built. I just kind of want you to keep making the same sort of thing, make it a little different.
Yeah.
Basically. And then we would go from there. But visuals are very, very key when you're working with anybody. Visuals are super easy to understand. Our minds read pictures. So this is very easy for somebody to pick up on very quickly. The other thing too is that how you speak or how your clients speak to you, or how your clients or the problem that you're solving for your perfect clients, you need to pass that information on to your VAs, because then that's a lot easier to get into your head. Your VA should also be taking time out of their day to be going onto your website, reading what your website says, understanding your language, what kind of language you're using. And that is the hardest part. I will say this, I'm not a copywriter. I am learning slowly, but that is my biggest learning curve with my clients, is when we're writing copy and I need to be able to pick in their brains as how their voice is coming across.
Yeah.
But those are my biggest tips for sure.
I love it. Are there any things that you would say an entrepreneur shouldn't do? Like your experience as an executive assistant, as a VA, what are some things as entrepreneurs that we should not do with our VAs?
I mean, listen, somebody's going to hang themselves if given the rope. So one of the things that I do with my clients in the first week that I bring them on, and this is something I actually got from Sam's podcast, if you know Sam from the Freedom Lifestyle, in one of her podcasts, she speaks about how working remote has changed and what a person can do to basically keep their remote jobs. And I put this into my business on a daily basis, is especially in the first week, your client wants to see results. The entrepreneur that you're working with, the coach, they want to see results, and they wanted it to see it yesterday. So for me, it was delivering results very quickly. But this also gives a chance for the client, so you as an entrepreneur, to go over those results and make the changes now, because that's going to be implemented moving forward. If you sit on it and 3 weeks from now, you're telling your VA, this didn't work for me, I wanted you to change this, I guarantee you she has no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm already lost. You needed to tell me in the moment that it happened. If I delivered something and you didn't like how it was delivered, or the wording needed to be changed, or the edits didn't happen the way you would like them, do it in the moment. It doesn't have to be like that minute, but that day, that weekend, at least that week, because now it's going to change the trajectory of where your relationship will go with your VA. So that is the biggest.
And all future work. And that's really good to know, because I think that, entrepreneurs, that is one of the hurdles I think is going, I don't want to have to like go back and forth and correct and this and that, but it is worth it. If you, in the moment, you attend to things that aren't working for you, that you don't like, that don't make sense, and get in that relationship, get in that communication with your VA, and immediately book an appointment. But you know what I mean?
Yes.
Don't sit on it. Because as you said, if they're busy, you're busy, 3 weeks goes by, how many clients does a VA have? How many other things have they created? Plus they've been doing this work based on the assumption that you're happy with it, and they're going to keep doing more of that. So really take that time in the beginning. I like to think probably at least for the first 3 months with a VA, there's probably going to be a lot of back and forth and correcting and tweaking until you get on the same page with everything. And don't be afraid to make those corrections, and don't be afraid also, or I should say, remember to give some grace to the VA as they're learning your tone, your brand, your look, right? But just keep working with them, even though I know it's a lot of work, entrepreneurs, I know, but it is worth it. I mean, you and I do that a lot, where it's like, I'm like, nope, not good enough. Not like, even we did a podcast and I was like, yeah, it's great. Cause I was being lazy. I'm like, yeah, it's great. And then afterwards I was like, you know what? I actually hate the title of this podcast. Can we please go in and change all of the graphics and everything to rechange this title? It's so much more work than if I had just taken the 10 minutes to just think about how I really felt about it and make the corrections in the moment. Right.
Of course.
And right, like, my bad. Right. That's my fault, right? Min got the go ahead. It's my fault.
But listen, that happens, and there's always going to be. Listen, you're also on vacation mode,
I know I am. I don't want to work.
Right, and it's nice in August. It's beautiful weather in BC right now. Yes, I mean, I totally get it. So, but the other thing too is that, like, VA, as a VA, you need to have some grace with your entrepreneur. Number one, I bring on a lot of entrepreneurs who've never worked with VA before, or even when they were working in the corporate world, didn't really have an executive before. So they really have no idea what to do with you.
Yeah.
So I've just been really fortunate that when I was going through my corporate career, I had executives who didn't have executive assistants before. So I could coach them a little bit as to how to utilize me properly. So I do the same thing with my current clients. I kind of walk them through the process a little bit. But it's definitely, it's a two-way communication. And the other thing I say is, if you're VA and you're about to sign on with, your first client or any client, have a check-in point like that the following week, your first week working with them, just so you're both on the same page and you both are that open communication. And it doesn't have to be like, for us, Lindsay, we didn't have a sit down. We just tend to exchange a lot of text messages and voice notes back and forth, but definitely have that check-in point for sure.
Yeah. I mean, and I have the luxury. So Min isn't that, I mean, she's very busy, but not that busy that I don't still get to send a voice memo and get a response quite quickly back. I know that won't be forever, Min. I know. Right now.
I mean, listen, Wednesdays are still your days. So like Wednesdays, you'll always get an answer because it's always dedicated. Like nobody gets Wednesdays.
Right. But then there's like Sunday night and I'm sending a message and you respond. It's like, no. And I know it's because we have a different kind of relationship, but it's like, don't respond, save this for tomorrow. I just want to get it off my head. But I think that's also a really good thing too for entrepreneurs is if you have a thought, I mean, I send it to Min. I don't expect Min to answer. Sometimes she does, but like, maybe don't send it to your VA, but maybe get like a voice memo list going or write it down and have a list of things. But I guess, my advice would be, don't be afraid to use your VA. And I loved what you said about be very clear when things are working, when they're not working, so that they can be corrected in the moment and you're not having this work go up that you're not happy with, because a VA wants to get it right. A VA is there to figure it out, but there's that learning curve. So Min, now you have a really handy guide for entrepreneurs who are thinking about getting a VA. Tell us a little bit about that.
It's in my Instagram bio at Admin Avenger, and it's saving you 20 hours by outsourcing your busy work to a VA. So go play with the 20 hours. Go have fun.
I mean, like, can I just tell you, even like the first time I had an assistant, it was just 10 hours a week, but that 10 hours a week that they were working translated easily to probably 30 hours for me easily, if not more. But something that would take them 10 minutes would have taken me an hour or two to do by the time I got my mind wrapped around it, go and do the thing, come back to the other work I was working on. I would put it off for weeks sometimes. And it takes my VA 10 minutes. Right. So those 20 hours are like a lifetime every month for an entrepreneur. So
it is. And those, like, I'm close now to potentially taking off some of my admin work to somebody. And I will say, like, a part of me is actually getting really excited to be able to pass off the extra 5 hours a week. Like, ooh, sleep. Ooh, Netflix.
Right? Sleep, have a nap. That's why I always tell people, go have a nap, right? Go for a walk. Yeah. Don't. And this is what I tell people all the time too. Like for all the entrepreneurs that are in my communities, in my programs, I'm like, listen, you don't get to hire a VA to do your busy work and then continue to fill that time with more busy work. Like you're either doing RGAs, revenue generating activities, or you're resting or playing or having a life. Like, don't hire a VA just to give yourself more work to do when they're doing the other work. Like, gosh,
exactly.
We're doing way too much busy work. Min, thank you so much for hanging out with me. So folks can obviously come and find you on Instagram at Admin Avenger. I know that your website is going through some, you're like a prime example of a busy VA, which is that you are too busy to get your own website done. I'm
too busy to get my own website done. Yeah.
But it does exist if you want to find it. It is there, and it's adminavenger.com, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. So it's all going to be down in the links below. So you can go check that out. Folks, go and listen to our podcast.
It was so good.
It was good. I love our conversations because whenever I get folks on the podcast, we get deep, and I love getting deep. And so we get into it.
But all your podcast episodes are so good.
I know. They're so good. And everyone has its own tone, right? Like every entrepreneur brings something different to the table. So go and listen to the one that Admin, go and listen to the one that Min and I just recorded, and check out her guide for how you can save 20 hours, outsource those 20 hours a week to a VA and start freeing up your time, because you do not need to be working that hard. Getting a VA is really probably closer within reach than you think it is, and it will open up Oh, it'll open up so much magic in your life and in your business. So go and do that. And that's it. That's all from me. Min, thank you so much for hanging out with me.
Thank you so much.
All right, bye everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Make sure you click the link below to go listen to our full-length podcast. As always, click that link below to download my 4 business building basics every new entrepreneur needs to know, a free mini course for new entrepreneurs on how the heck to get customers and make money. If you're looking for a community to come join us over in Rad Connectors on Facebook to hang out with more like-minded entrepreneurs and, well, you guessed it, learn more skills on how you can get customers and make money. Subscribe to this channel and like this video. And as always, friends, happy connecting. I will see you online.